Let's go ahead and set up Google Tag Manager on your website. So as you know that you can click on this container here to be able to present it with the code that you will need to get on your website. Now in my case, I'm actually using the WordPress content management system. But if you're not using WordPress content management system, I'll give you the instructions in just a bit. But if you are using WordPress content management system, this plugin Google Tag Manager for WordPress sort of does the job for you. So it's by this author Thomas Giger that you could download, install, and once you've done that, you simply go to Settings, put in the bucket, put in the container ID that you would get from from the top of the window, which is GTM W, whatever that one is, and you would head in and you would activate that by putting that in the Google Tag Manager ID. Now, if you are really sort of a person that likes to fiddle around a little bit with how that's injected, you can always go ahead and use the PHP code. But if you're someone like me who does care about the speed but isn't too bothered about your setup is not going to be too complex, you can simply insert in the footer of the page. Now there are other options here that you can try, but generally having that in the footer of the page, although not recommended by Google, would most certainly likely do the job. So once you have that, click on Save Data and it will start tracking the data on your site. Now, if you are not on a WordPress like CMS, and if you have a static site or if you have Drupal or any other form of content management system, you would find your header file and footer file to be able to insert the code that you find here. So I'll show you an example. So if you're on, if you don't want to use the plugin, or if you're any of the CMSs, you would simply go to your either SSH into your server or the theme files, look for the theme header, and find where you would need to be able to insert the code. So in this case, Google suggests that you paste this code as high in the head of the page as possible. So it says paste it in the head section of the page. So you can copy that, head on to your header.php, and you would notice that there's a starting head and there's a closing head tag. So obviously anywhere here you could paste that piece of code like this, and that will be able to do the job. Now there are two parts to integrating this code. So the other part being additionally paste this code immediately after the opening body tag. So you'd copy that and again go back to the header.php and look for the opening body tag. So you can see that my opening body tag is here. So as soon as that body tag opens, I can simply paste this code and then update the file to be able to have my tracking code fully installed. So that's pretty much it. That's as straightforward as that is to have your Google Tag Manager installed, and then be able to start using it for the purposes of tracking.